everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about underrated romance books. So I did a couple videos on my channel years ago, like I want to say 2021 and 2022, where I talked about underrated books. Books that I really loved that had like almost no ratings on Goodreads. I want to say all the books that I talked about, and I think even the ones that I'm going to be showing you today, have like under 5,000 ratings on Goodreads. And these are ones that I'm like, more people need to read it. We have books on Goodreads where people in the millions have read and rated it. But these books don't. And so since we're in February and since it's been a little while since I've done a video like this, I did pick books that have romance as one of like the main features of the books. Ones that again are under 5,000 ratings, so I do think are criminally underrated. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So the first books that I'm talking about today are actually part of a series, a duology, and it's gonna be these ones here. So I have Love Fortunes and Other Disasters, as well as Love Charms and Other Catastrophes. These are both by Kimberly Carolias. There is a novella in between these as well, but these are gonna be YA romances. They were published by Swoon Reads. The first book has 1,990 ratings, which it should have more than this one because obviously if you read the first one, that's probably why you're gonna pick up the second one. And the second one actually only has 381 ratings. I do wanna say that I remember when this one came out, and this one I don't think I knew it was supposed to be like a companion novel. So that does make sense to me why this one has so many more ratings than this. I will say I originally gave Love Fortunes and Other Disasters 4 stars, and I gave Love Charms and Other Catastrophes 5 stars. I loved this one so much. They're both set in the same town, which has this like love fortune thing going on, and especially in book 1, these are characters that are like in high school, and I think at a certain point, some year in high school, you like, it's a tradition to go get your love charm, and it's going to tell you like how your year or whatever is going to be. And our main character in book 1, it's her turn to like go get her love fortune, and she finds out that she is like never going to find love, and stuff goes from there. It's very like fairy tale-esque in a way because there are like curses and love spells and things like that. I absolutely love this series. And then this one is about a girl who is actually like in charge of making some love charms and love spells, and she wants to win a contest, but like she's not too sure if she can because she's never really experienced love. And so for some reason, love, like the entity of love, like brings her a boyfriend, and hilariousness and things ensue from there. This is, like I said, a YA sort of romance series with that like magical charm nature to it. Very underrated. Like I do definitely think more people need to pick these up. The next one that I have here is going to be New Adult by Timothy Chinovsky. So this is actually an adult romance, male-male romance, and this one has 2,290 ratings, so a little bit more. This is technically the third book in a companion novel series, but I never read the first ones. I do want to get to them eventually. You do not have to read them in order. And this one, again, when I read it, I absolutely loved it. I actually read it as an ARC and had to buy myself a copy because I loved it that much. And this is like, if you love 13 going on 30, you need to try this out because we again have that sort of magical nature to it. Our main character is a comedian, and he's sort of been missing family and friendship related events because of that kind of stuff. He ends up making this like wish, and the wish comes true, but it ends up sending him forward in time where he's like no longer friends with his best friend. He's no longer really talking to his family. Like everything sort of got messed up because of that. And he's trying to find his way back. Very 13 going on 30. The reasoning for everything and the way that everything wraps up is different. Like you can tell that was the inspiration, but was not obviously trying to copy the story. I love the fact that we get our character and get a lot of good character growth. The romance was very, very good in this. Like, obviously it is a romance, but I think if you like 13 Going on 30, like, you just need to pick this up. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who love that movie that have not tried this yet, because only 2,000 something ratings. It's ridiculous. Like, this was such a good one. Like, I'm pretty sure I devoured this. Like, I did not want to put it down because I needed to know how everything was going to wrap up. The next one that I have here is actually a much, much older book. Like, this is a book that I stole from my grandma, probably in middle school or high school, to read, and realizing that this only has a certain number of ratings on Goodreads is crazy to me, because it's going to be Late Bloomer by Fern Michaels. Fern Michaels is so prolific of a writer, especially like for romance and things like that, that knowing that this book only has 3,596 ratings is a little bit crazy to me. Like, under 4,000 ratings for this book. This book was published originally in 2001. Like, yeah, maybe some people read this before going on Goodreads and things like that, but at the same time, I feel like older books can still be underrated. And so this is going to be more of a suspenseful romance. Like, we do definitely have the romance. It is definitely a big part of this one. But basically, our main character lived in this town when she was younger, and something bad happens. She got injured as well, and has sort of forgotten the setup of like everything that happened that day. She eventually had moved away, and now she's back to help take care of her grandmother, and she is realizing that people are blaming her for stuff that had happened back in the day. She's not sure what it is. So there is this like big mystery aspect going on. There is some more of that sort of like suspenseful action here, but there is also a romance between her and the police chief here, who was one of the people back in the day from that whole incident, friend group bully situation almost. Like, there's a bunch of stuff going on from back when they were like kids, preteens. I absolutely love this. It's been years since I read it, and I've actually been wanting to read it just to re-experience it, because it's been forever. I think this is like probably one of the first actual like romance books that I had ever picked up. And I still loved it, even without me being actually into romance at the time. So again, older, very good. Not just romance, it definitely has that suspenseful aspect, but again, how does it only have like 3,000 ratings? The next one that I have here, I understand why it's underrated. It just came out. However, I really, really enjoyed it, so I knew I needed to mention it here, and that's gonna be Last First Kiss by Julian Winters. It literally just came out at the end of January, so like, I am 100% hoping that people pick this up and it gains steam and it is no longer underrated. But right now it only has 529 ratings. It just came out, like, I will give it that. But I absolutely love this one. I gave it 4.5 stars. I talked about it in my wrap up recently, and that's just because it has a little bit more sexy time and spice in it than I personally would want, for the fact that one of our main characters is figuring out that he is demisexual, part of the ace spectrum throughout. But otherwise, this is a very good sort of like second chance romance. I absolutely love the friendship aspect, the family relationships that we have in here as well. Like, it's not just 100% focused on the romance. I really love our main character of Jordan, who's also trying to be this like event planner, wedding planner situation. So we have like workplace stuff, we have the friendships and the relationships and the figuring out who you are. It was just so well done. This is technically the second book in a companion series. I don't know how many we're gonna get, but I didn't realize there was a first one. You do not have to read the first book in order to read this one. I now definitely want to go back and read the first one, because that one has fake dating in it. But like, this one was just so good. I did not want to put it down. And again, the only issue personally that I had was a little bit too much spice in it for someone who is supposed to be on the ace spectrum and figuring that out. There was quite a bit of it. It was very well written, just in case you're looking for that, but I wished a little bit of it had been taken out just because it felt like a lot at the time. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is more of an author, and this might be a little bit weird to you just because it's not actually going to be novels, we have Lynn Smith. So these are going to be comics, and I actually have the omnibus editions here. When I went into my ratings and realized exactly how low she is, because she is an indie comic author and illustrator, I picked the volume 1s of these books because those had the highest ratings, even though it's not a ton. But so I have 2 books here. One is Plume. Plume was one of her first ones that she ever did. I originally picked up like the first 2 volumes at a Phoenix Comic-Con years and years and years ago and fell in love with her writing style and her art and everything like that. And so since then I have been following her and getting everything that I can get my hands on because I love them so much. But so Plume Volume 1 has 218 ratings. Plume follows our main character of Vesper, who has this locket that has Korik in it. He is like a guardian spirit for her. It is Western, and we do have that magic. I absolutely love this so much. There were 4 volumes, and so it's quite thick and chunky for this omnibus edition now, but I just like absolutely loved it so much. And so like I said, ever since then I have been following all of her stuff. And so the next one that we have here is For Goodness Sake. This one I do believe had 3 volumes, much smaller than Plume, obviously, and this one is newer, so it only has 125 ratings for volume 1. But again, we have some very good like romance and stuff in here. This follows Rain and Thatcher. Basically, she is like a hippie and he has been cursed to look like a demon, and they meet each other and she decides to try and help him out. I absolutely love this. Again, very sort of magical and whimsical. The friendship aspects definitely come in here as well, but we do know that there's some romance. I do think Plume has more of the romance aspect than this one, but I will also say I follow Lynn Smith on her Patreon. I'm a patron there as well, and she's currently working on The House of Lowther, which I think we're like gonna be in the last volume now, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Again, that one has a character who is sort of like a maid and comes into this house and helps, like a housekeeper to help this house, and it's a house that is filled with like werewolves and vampires and Mothman and things like that, and it's like they're out of the way. She didn't realize there were creatures like that, but they're real. And again, absolutely love it. The character work, the story work, everything about these are amazing, but because she is more of like an indie comic person, she's not getting the respect and the ratings that she deserves. Like, these are so good. And so as of now, that is going to be it for this video. I am sure I could find a ton more underrated books, and like I said, I will leave the other 2 videos that I had linked down below because I have done this in the past, not necessarily genre wise, but like underrated books. And so that is going to be it for me today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Let me know if you know of any like underrated books that you would like to suggest for me to check out, because I definitely will. And if you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I have videos coming out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so I will see you then. Bye!